Okay. So welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Good Friday it is. We are going to get right into it. I have my amazing brand accelerator client, Pradeep Sangha, with us today, and we are going to get into how to build a brand and business that looks good, increases your value, and clearly communicates to your audience. Pradeep, what's shaking, my man?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm happy it's Friday.
I know.
It's been a crazy week.
It's been a crazy week, man. It's been a crazy week. So here's what I want to do. I want to start off by having the audience understand where you were prior to coming on board as a brand accelerator client, and what made you take the leap and invest into your brand.
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to working with you, Henry, you know my story, but this is for everybody else here, is really I was an executive, ex-executive that got into business, went into business for myself. And as soon as I got out, I landed business, and I landed some pretty big deals. And I was doing high ticket one-on-one consulting. And at that time, I really didn't have a need to build a brand because it was all word of mouth and my clients were coming to me. But in the back of my mind, because I have run larger divisions in marketing, for example, I always knew that a strong brand is very important. And that was always in the back of my mind here as I was, continuing to build my business. And it was rubbing me the wrong way because I was a little bit hesitant, I would say, and not as proud of my brand as I could have been. I had paid for someone to build my website. I had some basic stuff put together to have market presence, but it truly didn't represent who I was as a person and what my business represents. So there came a point in time where, I'm going to mass market now. That's really my strategy for this year, and focusing on impacting as many business owners as I can. And therefore I need a presence. And for that very reason, I immediately, as soon as I knew that I was changing my strategy, I said the first thing I need to do is really up my branding. And I also know that, I have the ability to go through the process, but I didn't want to get my own personal bias involved, and I needed someone to take me through that had no vested interest. And that's really when I came across you, Henry. And at that time, I literally didn't have the time to basically shop around. I just wanted someone that could get this done fast and do a good job and have a brand that represents me and has a massive market impact. And that's why basically I made the decision to go with you.
I love it. Well, you made the right decision, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
Yeah, no, it's obviously you can tell, right? Take a look.
Yeah, I mean, I am very, very proud of this project, and I appreciate you allowing me to sort of document the entire process. I've for those that are watching and watch me consistently, they see a lot of the work that I've been producing for you and the step-by-step process. And what I want to do today is kind of walk the clients through what you went through and how we got to this amazing brand that launched this week. And so I want to share with the audience quickly my screen, and so we can get into some of the stuff that we did. So first and foremost, what we did is we went and we did a very in-depth approach to, gotta find the document here, but we did a very in-depth approach on your target demographic. Yep. And what your brand attributes are, what your target audience wants. We looked at your competitors. We went into a whole process of who are we designing this brand for? right? And then we came up with some really awesome user profiles, right? And then we went into this love it, hate it. I don't necessarily do this anymore, so this was sort of an added bonus for you.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't do this phase anymore. And we went through quite a bit of strategy calls. I've actually got it down to 4 very concise calls, but the majority of the deliverables are the same. But we went into your brand attributes. So once we developed this document, we then were able to go into what we call the Stylescape process. And what the Stylescape process is, it sets the tone and the sort of the direction of where we want the design to go. And what we did was bring this over here. Basically, this is a Stylescape. And we started to set typography, color scheme, layout, we started to identify that and build all that out through the Stylescape process. Now, this was the one that everything sort of manifested from, and we usually do 3, and we have the client pick one of them. And so that was one, this was one, and then we did, this one too. And so we took a hybrid of this one and the one that I first showed you. And then we were able to really move forward with the logo design, which is here. And that was, again, a process, right? I mean, we went through 11 concepts until we got to the one that we chose. And we typically present these logo concepts like this, so people can actually see it. You can actually see it in use, right? Because it's tough to just look at a logo and be like, all right, I like it, I don't like it. We want you to see it in large format. We want you to see it on marketing materials. We want you to see it in action so you get an idea. And so we went through, a process to get it to where it's at today. And then from there, we then got into the website design. And this is where I'm super excited to kind of show everybody. So it's simply pradeepsanga.com. And this is your website, man.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked. I was so excited.
So one of the things that we wanted to do was we really wanted to bring in sort of that personal approach. And so we made sure that you were featured on the site, obviously, but you have a great personality. You have a great energy to you. And what we did was we made sure, we had videos and testimonials, and you have some really great testimonials, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. I guess I've been lucky.
We have Frank Kern and Jack Canfield, and some really, really reputable and celebrity type people as clients. You've got education from all of these, so that's very reputable myself, all of these institutions. So that's pretty awesome. But I wanted to bring in this personality because I knew that that's what people are going to connect with. Obviously, they're going to connect with beautiful design and that level of quality, but they got to connect with you ultimately to take the next step. And so this is the website. So this was, okay, so this is another video. And then what we did was we mapped out during our discovery, right? We mapped out your offers. What are you going to sell them? First, second, third, what's the ultimate goal? How can you provide the most value to the client that you want to serve at the highest level? And so this is where we get into level 1, and level 1 is the book that you produced. So talk to us about the book.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a book that I wrote when I first started my business, man. That's the very first thing that I did. Is I've always wanted to write a book, and I said, I've amassed this knowledge in terms of helping businesses, so why not throw it in a book? So that's what I did. I put it in a book and got it published, and it's just kind of run from there. So it's really about how can the average business take the basic concepts to create raving superfans? So the ones that are the most loyal for your business. And we know, I could give you countless stats and research when it comes to business, but the businesses that thrive long-term are the ones that have customers that stay and rave about them. So that's really what the book is focused on.
Got it. I love it. And so what we did was we integrated ClickFunnels with your WordPress website, which was customized. And this is actually a ClickFunnels page. This isn't a WordPress page. And this is when you have the design skill set that you need to design a brand at this caliber, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had ClickFunnels pages designed prior to working with you, Henry. And I can tell you, man, when I saw these, I was like, holy crap, these are, you can't even tell. It looks like a web page.
Yeah. And that was our goal. And every time I'm designing and my team's designing, inside of ClickFunnels, that's our X factor. That's what we want to, that's how we differentiate from all of these other guys out there that think they're funnel designers. And really what they're doing is just pushing buttons. And I'm not afraid to say that. So here's another landing page. So this was level 2 of your service offering that we mapped out. And this is again a ClickFunnels landing page. And the program is currently closed. But now talk to us about the 8-week program.
Yeah, it's an 8-week program that will be open again in May, towards the end of May. And it basically gives you the fundamentals of how to create superfans. So how do you create a strategy to create superfans for your business? How do you create a culture and a super team, as well as the systems that you need in order to incorporate your strategy and your culture to be able to deliver that amazing client or customer experience. So it's an 8-week online program. There's videos, there's a workbook, and there's live calls that I do with the group once a week. And it's a fairly intimate setting where I really want to add as much value to the people in the group, to the business owners, because that's what it's really about. My mission is to create as many superfans as I can personally. And so that's what this program is designed to do for you as a business owner, is really take your customers and convert them into superfans that rave about you.
I love it. Yeah, so this is your 8-week course. So now we also have here all your testimonials. So if you click on the pages, you click on the images, which it says click on each image to see the testimonial. You'll see what Jack Canfield, Frank Kern, and these other folks said about you. Because I think social proof plays a huge role in, capturing the attention of new clients. So, and having that caliber of clientele is great. So now this is sort of the highest level. Well, I think your highest level is your one-on-one coaching, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is kind of like the mid-tier.
So this mid-tier is the Superfan Factory. Now, we didn't just pull these names out of a hat. As we went through the branding process, my copywriter actually created some of the names for the brand, but we were the ones that worked together to come up with the Superfans Coach. But it's part of the branding process that we take our clients through. So the Superfan Factory, let me click on this. Again, this is another ClickFunnels page. And now this is a 2-day event?
Yeah, this is a 2-day event. This is actually one of the most exciting programs that I have. This is one of the ones that I enjoy the most because we really get in there, sit down for 2 days and hammer it out. So this is where I only take a small group of people in this session, max 10, and sometimes even smaller. And it's because I really want to sit down and have the time to be able to give a customized program and attention to each attendee. And you can see right there, one of the things that we talked about was having an application fee. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think there's so many programs out there that allow you to register, and I think, and obviously, Henry, you do the same thing, but it does potential customers and clients a disservice if you're not filtering them properly, if you're not qualifying them properly, because then they get involved into something that they don't have enough information on, and perhaps they're not fit to take. And so I think that's an important thing for both of us. You know, this is something that I really got from you is really charging that small fee, the $97, which isn't a huge amount, but it really does weed out the people that just might be checking things out and not really serious about things.
Right. And you know, I've had people, you know, the line in the sand gets drawn very deep with that fee, and I have people that gladly pay it because they know the value and they see the value, and then I have people that are appalled by it, which is great. I love the polarity of that because it's definitely those types of folks I am not interested in working at whatsoever. And at the end of the day, Pradeep, you know, you and I are not $97 barely pays for our lunch. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm saying that we're not putting that fee out there to make money on it. You know,
actually, we lose money.
Yeah.
If we charge $97 and we talk to someone for half an hour, we're actually losing money.
Right. But what I'm saying is our lives aren't going to change by the $97, but that potential client, their lives may potentially change after that 30-minute call.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the big thing there, Henry, is, you know, when we talked about that is it's not just a, hey, give me the $97. It's a value add conversation where our whole purpose within that 30 minutes is to sit down and say, okay, how can we really give you value within this call, regardless of whether you proceed with one of our programs or not.
Right.
But what can we do to impact you today?
Right. Exactly. And then save them the blood, sweat, and tears of maybe getting into something that they shouldn't be getting into.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So this is so I wanted to walk everyone through the site design and how the site functions, how we integrated ClickFunnels, how we designed in ClickFunnels, how we designed the page, how my copywriter just created some stellar direct response copywriting here for everything to really evoke the emotion out of the visitors. We did a very intense deep dive into who your target audience is, who you truly want to serve, who you don't want to serve. We mapped out everything from how people are going to enter your world and to how they exit your world. And I think a lot of folks get stuck because they don't know what to focus on first. They have no idea how to execute any of this. And they're looking for somebody who's reputable and has the experience and has done this over and over and over again. I was doing a discovery call with a client yesterday, and they were like, Henry, it looks like you do this with your eyes closed. Like how many user profile, how many calls have you done to discuss user profiles with clients? I was like, I can't even count. And it's just, I love it. Like that's the part of the job that I absolutely love because it's getting to work with people, and I adore people. Like if I wasn't able to work with people, I would be dead. I'm going to be honest with you. So there's a couple things that we didn't point out. So the blog that we go to, so we set up a few blog posts for you to get going. So we did that. And then we also set up these sidebar ads for folks that do come to the blog and, you know, want to dive in. We got to give them a room for opportunity to get into your world. So there's the 8-week online course, which will take them to the landing page for that course. And then we have the Superfan score, which if they click that, they get prompted to opt in, and then they get their score, you know, emailed to them. So we developed the blog section. So here's that. And then you, my friend, are also coming out with a podcast.
Yeah, you bet.
Which, did it launch today or is it launching first?
No, it's launching on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Nice. So we obviously created this landing page to now he will be hosting all of his podcasts here and on iTunes, etc. And it was funny. I was playing around the other day and you had come to us for your podcast cover design. And I just wanted to show people quickly what that was. Let me show it. Where is Pradeep? There he is. And then podcast cover. So you had actually chosen this design to be your podcast. And, you know, it's just, it is you, you know, it literally you. But man, if I'm scrolling through iTunes and I see this, just the vibrance of color and the quality and the value of design behind all of this, it's going to stop me in my tracks.
Yeah. And I think that's the one thing out of this whole process, is just the quality of design is amazing. Just like you said, the colors, the graphics, everything just captures your attention. And we live in a visual world, and that's so important these days.
Yeah. Did you know that 78% of what we consume through the eye, what we consume through the eye is 78% more remembered than what we consume through the ear.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's very powerful. And knowing that, I say to myself, that's why, you know, God gave me this talent of design, I think, because it's so important. So we wanted to make sure that your social media platforms looked extremely consistent and looked the part, and everything was very seamless from platform to platform. So here's your LinkedIn platform. I'm going to show your YouTube platform. Right? I love that cover design. I just absolutely love it. We got your Twitter. We got your Instagram. Well, that's basically that. There's no cover there, but we definitely established your color scheme. Obviously, I see you using that, which is great. Your Facebook fan page. Everything is super, super consistent along the board. And you, my friend, have one hell of a brand identity going forward. Yeah, I am so proud. Thank you, Henry. It's been a great process.
Listen, man, I appreciate it. And I want to say something to you. And one of the things that, you know, I'm blessed to have is great clients. You have been such a phenomenal client of mine. I've learned actually so much from you, you know, from an entrepreneurial standpoint. I love how level-headed you are. I love how direct you are. I love how you know what you want. And that is very, very hard to come by these days. And the fact that you are just on it, you know what I mean? That says a lot about your success and the future success of your business and brand. And so it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you on this project. And I wish you nothing but the luck in the future, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Same here. I am one picky dude. I'll tell you that. My wife could tell you that too. So the fact that I chose you says a lot about you. So, you know, kudos to you. You know, in all seriousness, this has been a great process. This has been a learning experience for me. And I'm at this point now where I can go out and very comfortably and be very proud of my brand and just go out there and share it as much as possible. And I know it's eye-catching now. Like I'm getting so much feedback now in terms of how great it looks. But the biggest thing I think for every person out there is having a brand that truly represents who you are. That is the most important thing. It's not just about market presence. It's not about attraction when it comes to getting clients. That's not what it's about. It's about living and breathing who you are and what you represent and what your business represents. And that's why it's so important to have a strong brand and work with someone that understands that, like Henry does.
That's a huge takeaway, man. That's a huge takeaway. So, dude, awesome stuff, man. I can't wait to check back in with you, you know, and see how things are going 30, 60, 90 days from now. And I know it's going to be awesome stuff. And I'm just super proud of you. And, you know, at Unique Designs, we're not just designing brands and building businesses like this. We're changing people's lives, and we're helping them look the part. We're helping them create a more valuable business, helping them increase their value in their marketplace so that they get seen as the expert and the go-to. And so, you know, again, everything comes down to process, and it's been 10.5 years, my friend, but we've got it mapped out pretty damn well. And I spent the last 6 months or so really ironing out a lot of the process. And this is how we're able to create and build brands like this in 90 days or so. And so anyway, guys, I wanted to showcase this because it's a project that I'm very proud of, and Pradeep is very proud of. And this is what happens when you invest in your business and in your brand. You start to feel more confident on the inside. And when you feel more confident on the inside, that changes everything. So have an awesome day, guys. I hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you around.